Sure.
Now, I see that you're an advisory board member for several companies and you're part of the firstboard.io organization. Can you tell me a little more about that?
Yeah, sure. So as an advisory board member, you're not an official board member. You're an advisor to the board and an advisor to their executive staff. And so, I'm doing that for a couple different companies, and it ranges from, advising them on like where's the right segmentation of the market that they should go after, or what are some of the programs that they should do, or does the product really fit the need of the audience? I mean, it can be any of those things, and
Mm.
the great thing about it is, you're advising them. So it's up to them to execute your advice. And if they don't execute your advice, you don't have to worry about it, right? You can
Well,
make
you're
the
in a
same
good position. You're in a good position.
you can advise them the same thing next time if they choose to listen to that. The good news is you don't have to actually go through the execution and getting it all done. There's a team of people inside the company to do that. So after working for 20, 25 years, you get to a place where you've seen so many different things that you can just instantly spot something like, well, of course this is wrong. You guys aren't doing this, right? You should be
Right.
doing this. So that's it's nice after working for so long to be able to be in that position. And then Firstboard.io is actually this really great group of women who, led by, this main woman who kind of had this brainchild. So it's a group of women that she brought together to essentially help other women get on boards, right? So
Mm.
her primary job is, her name's Rita Scrogan, and her company is the Triad Group, but her main goal was to do recruiting. And what she found was, a lot of times she would get asked, "Hey, we're looking for somebody to join our board," but then she wouldn't have women to choose from, and so she wouldn't be able to
Mm.
put women in front of these people. And so she, built this kind of as a platform for having lots of women to choose from, great women to choose from. So when she gets asked by executives or VCs, we need board members, she's got all these great women that she can put in front of these board members.
I love it.
And so it's been really great because all of these women are executives mostly in the Bay Area. There's some throughout the United States, but most of them are in the Bay Area, and it's a wide variety, right? Whether it's operations or security or finance or marketing, I mean, it's everything.
Right.
And so now we're all working together to figure out how do we go out and spread the word to other VCs, to other executives, that this organization exists, because there is a mandate to get more women on boards, right?
Mm.
There needs to be more diversity
Yes.
on boards, whether it's a woman, whether it's a person of color. Like, we just need more diversity because it just makes for a better board. And so, here's a great organization to be able to, bring another layer of diversity to these organizations. So I'm super excited to be part of it. I'm hoping, she's really successful. We're all really successful. And, we have a goal of getting, at least a quarter of the founding members on boards to start with. And then we're going to open the doors and invite even more women in so that we can continue to grow that opportunity.
That's awesome. I love what you guys are doing. So, for those
Thank
that are
you.
listening and you'd like to learn more information, firstboard.io, you can visit their website to get more information about that. That is awesome. And yes, diversity matters and is big, and it helps with decision making, brainstorming. I mean, it makes a huge, huge difference. I'm
It does.
totally about that stuff.
Yep. Me too.
From, yeah, I love it.
All good.
From your experience, I also wanted to ask you another question. What was the difference between being a director of marketing versus a VP of marketing? Because a lot of people usually want to know the difference between the two, but it
Okay.
also it depends on the company size, the industry, everything like that. But just from your experience, what's the difference?
Politics is the difference.
Really?
Yeah. I think, a group of friends of mine, we always joke that the perfect job is a director in a big company, because you're not high enough to deal with the politics, but not low enough to deal with the beep, stuff. And so, it's the perfect job. I think once you get up into the VP level, you're dealing a lot more with, the bureaucracy of, how teams interact with each other, and do sales and marketing get along, because that
Mm.
all really does depend on, does the sales VP and the marketing VP see eye to eye on goals,
That's
and how
true.
do we get to those goals. And if they don't, the friction just it's all the way down into the organization, right? So I
Right.
really do feel like a lot of the step between director and VP is really about relationships, strategy of those relationships. Obviously, things, other tactical things like managing budgets and managing, larger groups of personnel.
Hmm.
But I think the true difference is your job shifts to be a lot more about the relationship and setting strategy for your whole team and how those relationships make remove the friction from that.
So would it be right to say that you enjoy director of marketing more than the VP of marketing?
Absolutely. Like I said, it's the perfect job. If you can find a director of marketing position someplace, you'll be so happy.
There you go, guys.
That's it. That's
Director
the
of
best.
marketing is the best marketing position out there.
Exactly. And a lot of these big companies at director level, they kind of consider it executives. So you get the threshold of getting all the executive benefits without all the executive headache, right?
Mhm.
So I'm
That's good
telling you,
advice. That's good
find that
advice.
job.
Speaking of advice, so we have a ton of marketing professionals that listen to this show that want to become a director of marketing or VP of marketing. Do you have any advice specifically? Maybe it's already what you said.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, okay, so here's my advice, and I tell this to my daughter who's in college. A college degree is great, and a college degree from a great college is great. But at the end of the day, I mean, I've had people who went to Harvard and have master's degrees from Harvard who work for me. So at the end of the day, it really doesn't matter where you went to school or what you studied or how good your grades were. It matters how you execute and deliver against the promise that you make to people and connecting with people. It's not what you know, it's
Right.
who you know. That's
Totally. Totally. Well,
that's my advice.
Wendy, that's great advice. Literally. That should be everyone's takeaway from this episode right there.
It's the truth, and I'm sticking with it.
Exactly. Well, you're awesome. Thank
Thanks.
you again for your time. Any last words?
No, just thanks for having me. This was really fun. And it was great connecting with you again.
Absolutely. I love talking with you about marketing. We can talk about that all day long.
And the horror stories of websites. I think we could do that too.
Oh, yeah. That staying up to 3 in the morning just looking at websites.
Exactly. Exactly.